Accounts receivable aging reports are one of the most important accounting reports, but the standard QuickBooks view is not always the exact report you need. In this video, we'll build a custom accounts receivable aging reports from QuickBooks data in Quadratic with aging buckets, customer roll-ups, overdue flags, and charts you can actually customize. To do this, we will be using Quadratic, which is an AI spreadsheet that can connect live to our QuickBooks data, which I will do by hitting this icon and selecting QuickBooks. So now we are connected to our QuickBooks data and we have a preview of all of our different tables right here. Let me go ahead and close this to get it out of the way. And our goal today is to build a custom accounts receivable dashboard that helps accountants and finance teams see which invoices are outstanding, how overdue they are, which customers represent the most collection risk, and what should be prioritized for follow-up. So for the first prompt, let's just get a quick preview of our data. I'm going to pull in invoice and customer data, including all of these columns, and hit submit. And now we can preview our data. We have our customer names, invoice numbers, invoice dates, and so on. A lot of data to quickly review here before we jump into our next step of building this report. Now for my next prompt, I'm telling Quadratic to create a new sheet and start by building an accounts receivable aging summary by customer. And this is great, exactly what I was looking for. I have my customer, and then it breaks down the accounts receivable amounts into different buckets of 1 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 90, and 90 plus, and then the total outstanding right here in the final column. For my next prompt, I'm especially focused on the invoices that are at least 60 days overdue, so I'm going to tell Quadratic to flag those invoices. So there we go. It created this table flagging all of the invoices that are at least 60 days overdue. And it actually wrote Python code that I'm able to click right here and come in and inspect the logic, which is super helpful. This isn't just operating in some kind of black box. All of the logic, as well as the data and the reports we're building, are all in one place, which is super helpful whenever you're working with cross-functional teams. And before we get to the next step of this build, I actually would like it to highlight the customers that I have at least one invoice that is at least 61 days overdue. So I'm going to tell Quadratic to do that now. And for the data I've pulled in today, that is actually all of the customers we have listed in this table. But whenever I refresh this report in the future, this will be handy to have so that I can point out those customers. All right, so the next thing I want to do is be able to share this table with our outreach team. So I want to add contact email and phone number for each overdue customer. So that way our operations team and client outreach are able to get to those clients and make sure that they have a plan for paying their bills. Great, so now I have all of these client emails and phone numbers listed here, so we're able to immediately outreach to these clients. And the last thing that I'm going to do today is I want to create a couple of charts. I want one of the charts to show overdue balances by bucket, and the other chart to break down our top customers by overdue balance. All right, terrific. We now have this chart breaking down overdue balances by aging buckets. And then scrolling down here, we have our top 10 customers by overdue balance. And everything looks great except this top data label is cut off a little bit. I'm able to easily view what the data label is by hovering over this bar, but I would rather just go ahead and fix this issue. So I'm telling Quadratic to fix the issue. So there we go. Now this issue is fixed and I'm good to go. So 3 quick ways this is preferable to building this report in any other way. Number 1, you connect live to your data so you no longer have to endlessly export static QuickBooks reporting into Excel and then clean the data and build the reporting there. Number 2, it keeps the code, logic, data, and graphs all in one place. You don't have to jump between a million different tabs. And then finally, you can easily share this by just coming up here to the top and clicking on share, and then you can copy the link as well as manage the permissions right here. So if you want to save yourself a ton of time and headache building accounts receivable aging reports, be sure to check out Quadratic. You can find it linked at the top of the description of this video. And with that, I'll see you next time.